Hey everybody, so I thought today I'd talk a little bit about triads, but triad sequences. So running triads up and down the fingerboard is one of the things that I do with my students, and I've had a few guys ask me about ways to practice this but in a creative fashion. So we're going to work first of all with the major scale derived triads, but then I want to move into melodic minor triads because it's, the melodic minor is something you should be kind of familiar with if you're wanting to play over the sort of chord changes you're going to see in a typical jazz standard. So let's take F as our key center. We'll do F major first. Now, if we wanted to run the triads, so typically we could run these on two strings, a pair of strings. So if I start on the 3rd fret of the D string, and I'm going to do all the diatonic triads from F major. So we get F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, E diminished triad, and back to F. Okay, so here's the first thing you can do. Before we get into any of these cool triad sequences, just run those triads from the lowest available one to the highest available one on the instrument. So if it's a 4-string bass tuned E, A, D, G, the lowest available note in the key of F major is E. So you could form a triad with the E as the root, the E diminished triad. So you get that. So if we want to run these triads from the lowest available note to the highest on a standard tuned 4-string bass, minus tuned E, A, D, G, I'll start on the E as the root note of the lowest available triad. So it'll be E diminished triad in the key of F major. Here we go. E diminished, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, E diminished, F major. Now we can keep going. G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, E diminished, F major. I can also get G minor here. And if you have a bass with more frets, you can keep going. And obviously repeat that descending. So you've got G minor, F major, E diminished, D minor, C major, B flat major, A minor, G minor, F major, E diminished, D minor, C major, B flat major, A minor, G minor, F major, E diminished. Okay? That's a great exercise. Just that alone is something you should practice in all 12 keys. Do that for both major and minor derived triads. It's a really good exercise. Learn the instrument from bottom to top and back. Don't just play these going up, play them descending as well, because if you're using ideas from this, you might have a triad sequence idea. It doesn't always have to go up in pitch. It could go down in pitch, right? So you could have an idea that was maybe going, right? So that way I went down a triad sequence with an approach note added there. The line was descending in pitch, right? Down the neck. So we want to be able to do things in both directions here. Guys, don't forget, please support the channel, like, subscribe. If you want to contribute, please grab something from my website. And also we've got a buy me a coffee link below if you want to just do a straight donation. Feel free to hit me up. I'm offering lessons one-on-one via Skype and Zoom. I teach folks from all over the world, so different time zones, we can usually figure something out. And on with the rest of the video. Thanks. Okay, so let's do that same triad exercise for the melodic minor. So we can do the melodic minor in F. Now, a quick recap on melodic minor. The triads from melodic minor, you really should learn the sequence. Let's think about the melodic minor as a scale itself. It's a very important scale to learn and understand the modes that we derive from it, and also the triads and the 7th chords. So if we run up and down an F melodic minor, I'll play it here, and we do the jazz melodic minor, which stays the same in the ascending and descending form, remember. So I go F, G, A flat, we have a minor 3rd, B flat, C, D, E, F, right? Root, second, a minor third, 4, 5, 6, major 7, remember? So if you look at an F major scale and flatten the third, that's what we're actually using, aren't we? We're playing root, second, minor third, and then the rest of this is just like a major scale. So it's quite an unusual sound at first. So again, give yourself time to get used to this. Play it everywhere. And I talked a little bit about this in some previous videos too. All right, so let's run those triads. F minor, G minor, A flat augmented, B flat major, C major, D diminished, E diminished, F minor. That's one octave. Back down to F minor, E diminished, D diminished. What's next? C major, B flat major, A flat augmented, G minor, F minor. All right, so right there is our first triad sequence that I kind of put in motion there. Now, what I'm doing is using an ascending and descending pattern over pairs of triads. Check it out. I went up the F minor triad, and then the G minor I just descended on. So this was the pattern. And I followed that shape all the way through these diatonic triads from F melodic minor. Let me break it down in terms of the intervals. We go root, third, fifth, third, right? And then this one just went 5, 3, 1. So root, third, 5, 3, and then 5, 3, 1. 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 1. Now, when you're dealing with a pattern like this that uses a pair of triads, to begin with, just so you get comfortable, run this everywhere. Just those first two triads, F minor to G minor with that pattern. Now check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually a 7-note pattern. So if we play it in 4/4, it'll cross over itself as well. I'll demonstrate that with a groove as well coming up so that you can actually hear what this sounds like with a backing. Okay, so we could try it here, 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 and here. Now, we could also use alternate fingerings, but for me, this particular fingering I'm using is the best pattern and the best fingering for this part of the fingerboard. It just makes the most sense. So that's the beginning of the line. Now we follow that up all the way through each step of F melodic minor. Now, I'm doing a couple of different fingerings here, which I want to also address. So for the augmented triad, because this pattern sits really well on 2 strings on the ascending form here, I play the A flat augmented triad, 2, 1, 4. So I'm doing a stretch here. So an extended fingering here, but this is really important. I don't use these a huge amount, but for this line I would. Now when you're fairly far down the neck, we're below the 10th fret at this point, right? When I play this, my hand is moving like this, and I'm pivoting slightly with the thumb. I don't keep my first finger locked down on that C as I stretch for the E, the sharpened 5th here. Watch what I do. See, it comes off the neck, but my fingers are really close to the string to help support it, and the thumb is acting as a pivot and support. See what I mean? And my first finger is really gliding along the string at its best, and then going back to that C there. You see, this is very easy to move from that stretch to a standard major triad fingering for the ensuing B flat major triad, right? Right? See? Now, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's a cool line. And again, knowing the fingerboard, we go, well, I could play it here and it's going to be easier. That's easier. Yeah. Yeah, much better up here. But practice it down here too. That'll be really good just to get your fingers to work a little bit. Now, that's an idea we could play descending as well. Check it out, that 3 or 4 and 3 pattern. We'll do 4 and 3, right? And we could keep going down from here. So that's all the way down to the bottom of the neck. Great to work on. So it's a cool little line, this. And if you notice, what we're doing is we're playing a 4-note grouping, like I said, on the first triad in the pair, and then a 3-note. It works quite nicely when we play it the opposite way. Check it out. See? So there's the beginning of a cool little idea we've got where we play a 4-note and a 3-note grouping. And like I said before, if we play that in 4/4 time, it'll cross over itself. Same in 3/4, unless we're playing this as a 7/8 groove, it's going to cross over, and that's going to create different rhythmic tension to the line as well. And that's a great thing to start practicing. So you can kind of hear we're starting to make some music out of it. As a side note, the backing track, I'm playing a B-flat 7 chord voicing and a little B-flat 7 bass on underneath. So what I'm really doing is, even though these triads are all from F melodic minor, I'm playing a chord derived from the 4th step of that scale, a B-flat 7 with a sharp 11. That's the Lydian dominant mode, and that chord 4 of F melodic minor is a dominant 7, and the extension that's diatonic to that is a sharp 11 there. So it's kind of a cool sound. We're using the F melodic triads over a B-flat 7 with the sharp 11 in there. It's pretty neat. So you can kind of get an idea of some of the things we can do with it. So hopefully that'll work. So we can also combine this by adding a note to the triad to make it more interesting. Now, if you think about it, John Coltrane took a triadic shape and added one note to it with that 1, 2, 3, 5. That 4-note idea that he superimposed over the chord changes for giant steps became an iconic line that Coltrane definitely popularized. So we could do the same approach, that 1, 2, 3, 5 line, and run that through the diatonic triads. Let's do that in F major first, all right? So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 5, root, 2nd, 3rd, 5th. So we go. Now that's the first triad, which is major in F major, but the second triad is G minor. So we'll go root, 2nd, minor, 3rd, 5th. Same thing for the A minor, but don't forget, if we keep it diatonic, it'll be A to B flat, a flattened 2nd or flattened 9th. All right? Then we hit B flat, which is major, C is major, the triad. The D minor, so 1, 2, minor, 3rd, 5th. Now the E triad is E diminished, so, and it's also got a flat 2nd or flat 9 here. And then we're back to F. So diatonically, let's run the whole thing. We can play one more here, G minor. You see? Now, that may seem easy, but it's actually begins to get a little challenging if you're trying to do this everywhere. We could also try it from the lower string. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Stay on this string. Now, as I'm getting high up the neck, I'm going to move over to the A string to start here. Same pattern still. You see? Back down. So that way we took that Coltrane idea of the 1, 2, 3, 5 matrix and we ran it all the way diatonically from the lowest available triad in F major to the highest available and back. See, already we've got some cool stuff to work on, and we're just really using triads, and we've added one extra diatonic note which doesn't belong in the triad but gives us that 1, 2, 3, 5 sequence.